Why? Okay, when did you start comedy?
It's actually been a really long time. I started 2 weeks ago.
That's amazing.
It is actually 2 weeks, right?
Is it?
I feel, when did we have a shoot?
Yes.
I think that was like the day after my first gig. My only my only gig. It's cool.
That's one of our nicest. I know you teared up a bit. I mean, I've had a few people tear up on here before, but I don't mean to do that. But it was.
Yes, you do. You make people cry.
Now, Nafi is a very, very new comedian. She's now metaing me now because she's recording me. Look, she's recording me. Nafi's only done one gig. Have you done one gig?
Mm-hmm.
This is the beginning of someone's journey. And we met at Camden Comedy Club. I was doing one of my Camden comedy photo shoots. You get 10 minutes with me, with a camera. Most comedy clubs do want a picture, not from your phone. So I offer that service, and Nafi kept telling me she was late, and you ended when I was nearly unsetting my gear because could you find the venue? What happened?
I got lost on the train and I'm going back and forth twice, which was really silly.
We got chatting, and I found out that she's a business management guru. So how would you say, who are you?
I'm a profit strategist, a brand strategist.
Profit strategist, a brand. You put your phone down now.
No,
I know.
it's helping me.
So, the weirdest thing is you said to me you're really nervous even when you were doing the photography, and you are the least nervous looking person.
That's great. Fake it till you make it.
You come across as so not nervous, but you're deep down you're saying you are very nervous.
You could literally shoot me with a gun instead of a camera, and I would feel a hell of a lot more okay than I do right now.
But that's an interesting thing because we were talking about comfort zones, and the whole idea of doing stand-up, because you did your first gig, was to get out of your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. Is that the biggest comfort zone you've got out of by doing stand-up, or have you done other stuff? You've done like parachuting or something like that?
I would be fine parachuting.
Really?
I would love to go parachuting, paragliding, all that stuff.
Was stand-up more scary than anything else you put yourself into?
It was the second most scariest thing. The first was my first public speaking gig. Right. I had to get up on a stage. I was properly mic'd up, and I mean that terrified the crap out of me. And right before I went on, I had drunk some water and I spilled it all over myself. And the first thought I had when I did the stand-up thing was you know how there's a mic and then there's a wire looping around on the floor? I was I'm definitely gonna trip over that. But I think the single most thing I'm proud of in my life is not tripping over that mic all week, because I so saw that happening.
Isn't that kind of a way of coping with something by concentrating on something, like you concentrated on the microphone lead, which allowed you to be a bit freer with everything else?
It could. I'm not paying for this therapy session, by the way. But yeah,
would you class comedy as therapy then? Because you paid for that therapy session.
I mean, I did, but I don't know if it was therapy so much as torture that you grow from. I did it to get the heck out of my comfort zone. I was here. I wasn't planning on being in London this long, and I just needed something different to do. I was going a little crazy because staying with my grandma for a while, she has a little box of a room, and it's I was back in New York. I got way more out of it than I thought I was going to. I'm not gonna lie, it completely changed my life and who I am as a person in just 1 week, because the amount I have to get out of my comfort zone to actually be on that stage and just whatever is crazy. But I got over it, and now I actually love being on stage, and so I'm hoping that this is going to help me have the same experience with that.
But that's the thing I do find with lots of people I meet in my comedy and photographic thing is that people get not addicted, but they get a buzz, but a desire to give up everything just to stand.
It's like a drug, honestly. I am so nervous the 5 minutes, the whole 3 weeks before getting on the stage, and then when I'm on the stage, everything just kind of melts away, and I just I love it. You can look in the audience, people are looking at you. Not that you can see everybody because lights, but it's it's literally like electrifying, and it's a one place. It's kind of like meditation because I get to focus on literally what's happening in the moment, and nothing else is like coming into my mind, and I can just like talk and be me. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it's like being in another world. I mean, you know what it's like. It's cool.
Why? Okay, when did you start comedy?
It's actually been a really long time. I started 2 weeks ago.
That's amazing.
It is actually 2 weeks, right?
Is it?
I feel. When did we have a shoot?
Yes.
I think that was like the day after my first gig, my only my only gig.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you did a course.
I did a course with Angel Comedy with Deck Monroe. He's amazing. Can I shout him out? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course you can. Do what you want.
Yeah, like literally life changing. If you want to do a comedy course, do one, and then come meet Steve for your headshots and way more.
There we go. End
Yeah.
the podcast. Thanks very much and good night. So when you did the comedy course, you did a show afterwards.
Yeah.
That was the first show.
That was my first show. Before that, we basically had the option of deciding whether or not we wanted to do like the showcase, whatever at the end. And at first I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm doing that because stage fright. But we got so many opportunities to like be on stage during the course and like try different things. And I don't know, it just kind of became really fun after a while. So.
But why, Nafi? Why did you do it?
Why did I do it? I'm a fan of self-torture. What do you call that? A sadist?
Yeah, sadist. Yeah, masochist is... Which way round is it? Sadist is on to someone else. Masochist is yourself, isn't it?
I have no idea, but I'm one of those. I identify. But also, I run a business. I do public speaking. I do teaching, and it's always terrifying for me to get in front of people, and I have to like really psych myself up. So I'm like, okay, well, what's the way I can put myself absolutely the most out of my comfort zone and grow as a person? And I decided stand up would be the way to do it. So
I always ask you your best and worst gig, but you've only done one gig. So was that your best gig?
It was my best and my worst. In fact, I can separate it into two because the beginning of it was amazing and I killed it, and then the middle part was like, I'm gonna do it again, but do it better. But that was my best and my worst gig. I came off on such a high.
I love the idea. Yeah. Honestly, I do. Yeah. Only because the fact you've only done one gig, and you have to say that's your best and worst gig. But you did say that halfway through you kind of lost not lost the plot, but lost the kind of audience a bit, or.
It's not that I lost the audience a bit. It's that I was still writing my set up until 5 minutes before the actual thingamajig. And so I realized what not to do. And that was start cutting out bits of your set to make it shorter 5 minutes beforehand. Because what happened was cutting it out meant I was losing part of the story and like the connective line through the whole thing. And so I was panicking about that. But it actually turned out okay. I would just never do that again. So when we had, when I was doing the course, we had opportunities to get on stage, and Deck would always try and like push us like a little bit more. And I was the person who was on my phone, like kind of like reading off my stuff. And he's like, Nafi, you don't need the phone. And I'm like, no, but I do. Anyways, he took the phone from me. I didn't really have a choice, and I was already on stage. And then I had to kind of like run with whatever I had in my head, and I actually realized like I didn't need my phone. Like I already knew my story, I already knew what I was talking about, and it just kind of came out. And that was such a huge learning experience for me, because it's like I do know my stuff, I can have that confidence, and it kind of was it was a turning point of the course where I got what I wanted out of the course, out of trying stand up. Everything that I went into it for, to like get rid of my fear, to become a stronger person, to put myself out of my comfort zone, like that was kind of the defining moment for me. And I would never have been able to do that if Deck hadn't taken my phone away and scared the shit out of me.
How about your second? When's your second gig?
It's on Tuesday, actually.
I should go along, really.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you where it is.
Fair enough. Yeah. I always ask the comedians, I mean, what would you do if you weren't doing comedy, but you are doing your business thing? But okay, let's turn it all around. Would you do stand-up comedy full-time if you could?
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
Have you got the bug? You sound like you've got the bug.
I kind of got the bug. I want to be up there on stage. I want to make people laugh, and I want to like push the boundaries of like what I think I can do, because I mean, being on there with like the lights there and you can't really like see anything else, like it makes you a different person. Like you learn so much about yourself, and you realize that you have like not different personalities in like a thing way, but it's just so different. It's so addictive, and I really like. Would I do it full time? I don't. I mean, I'm going to incorporate it into my business. It's going to be part of it. So if I could sound full-time, but no, I love what I do. And I think there's a way in which I can bring both of those things together. And so that's what I'm going to do.
To me, in the mirror, I don't know what it's focusing on though, because sometimes it just focuses on the mirror. When you do photography, it doesn't realise the reflection, and so it's just photography talk. But I'm going to give Nafi the mirror, and she's already said she hates looking in the mirror. I'm going to ask her why. Why do you hate looking in the mirror, and what do you see when you do look in the mirror?
I am not a fan of my side profile. Why is this so? This is not.
The one side's big mirror. Like, it's very funny photos out there.
Yeah.
What do you see when you look in the mirror?
I see someone who hasn't had enough therapy to be able to look in the mirror.
That's interesting.
No, but like, I mean.
You look great.
No, I mean I look great. I'm not worried about that. It's more.
Oh, interesting. What is it?
It's the fact that you put pressure on it. You're like, look in the mirror, and I'm gonna like,
Do you ever look
get
at yourself?
stuff
Do you
out of
look at
it.
yourself getting into reflections in window shops?
I mean, all the time who doesn't? But mainly because I'm so klutzy, and I normally have like toilet paper like hanging off my foot or some shit.
Oh
no, I have to.
I've done
I'm that person.
Do you see family, or what do you see when you do?
Do I see family?
When you look in the mirror? Well, I mean,
I mean, I don't get that deep about it. If I try and get deep about it. Well, now that you mentioned family, it just makes me think of my grandma a little.
Yeah.
Like I have some features of hers.
Right. But you say your grandma's not your mother.
No, I look nothing like my mom.
Seriously?
I feel like I look a lot more like my dad's side of the family. I'll tell you what if I think about it.
Here we go.
If I think about it like that, now that I look at myself, after that comedy course, after getting up on stage, like I do see someone different. Like I see someone who's more confident or like more sure. How deep can I go with this?
Go.
Okay. I have a marketing agency and I can do stuff for my clients that's really cool, but I avoid it a lot. And a lot of that has to do with, on some deeper level, maybe not feeling like I was ready or like good enough to put myself out there in my own marketing and any of that stuff. And after doing this comedy course, I've grown so much as a person, and I want to share what I have to say now. Like so much more than before. It's not that it didn't exist, but now I'm like, I have the confidence to do it. I know that people want to hear it. I now know how people see me from the outside, which has been very different from how I saw myself. So I went into the comedy course being like, oh, I'm going to be that like socially awkward, like John Richardson something or other. And then when I got up on stage and we had conversations, like the other people in the course and the instructor, what came out of that is that they said I appear planned and organized and authoritative and all of that stuff. And I'm like, like, I don't feel that way at all. But now after the course, and I'm looking at myself now, I see that person, and I feel like I'm coming into a new stage of me, like my life. We're always like constantly evolving and stuff like that. And I feel like this is a new Nafi.
That's a great answer, but because it wasn't. See, we got there in the end.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Say that for me.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Steve Best Shoots.
There we go. What's your favourite photograph? It could be a famous one or one you've taken.
I think the photos that I love to look back on are the ones that remind me like how much I've grown and how much life is worth living.
Ooh, we're getting a bit philosophical here.
So my dad was sick for a really long time, and he passed away in 2023. And because he was sick for a long time, I was home a lot. Like my family lives in Toronto, and we obviously didn't want to leave. And so what it meant was like I didn't get to do a lot of the things that my heart called for, and one of those things was travel. And so when he passed, or before he passed, I remember pulling my mom aside and I was like, I'm always going to give you something to look forward to. Like, are you going to be the miserable person who's going to sit around when he's not here anymore? Or are you going to like be excited about life? And she said, no, like I'm definitely not not the depressed person who sits around. So I promised her in that moment, like, Mom, I'm always going to give you something to look forward to, like whether it's like travel or whatever, like. And so I committed, like in that moment, like I'm always going to have something to look forward to, and my mom is too. And so after he passed, I took my mom to New York for the weekend for her birthday. And then after that, me, my brother, and her planned a trip where we came to England, and then we did Switzerland and France, and we did a whole bunch of stuff. And we hadn't got to travel or do like a family vacation in so many years. And And when we came to London, we did a thing where we were visiting all of my dad's favorite spots, and he loved photography. And so I bought a camera. I could have used his one, but like I like new stuff. And we just went around London and like photographed like all of the things that we had like memories of with my dad, because we used to live in England too. We used to come here a lot. And one of those things was this photo I took outside a pub in Marylebone, I think. It's a picture of like a family. It's like a dad and a mom holding like a little child, but on the window it says eating, drinking, and well-being. And I mean, now I'm giving meaning to it, but it just like really resonated with me in the moment, because like I love food, I'm obsessed, and well-being is something that's really important to me. The drinking part, my family has like a water filtration and purification store, so it was just kind of like fit in. My dad was always obsessed with like purified water. Don't ask. But yeah, that photo just like, it feels like I got to go out, I got to explore a new hobby, I got to start growing as a person, I got to like travel, do all the things that I made like my life worth living, and do all the things that my dad didn't get to do like closer to the end. But he was always a travel person. Like he and my mom would like travel the world. In fact, they took me on pretty much a world tour when I was 6 months old. I remember none of it, so they could have just waited a few years, whatever. Like Singapore and Japan and like blah, blah, blah. They went everywhere, and I have zero recollection. But he was like that traveler spirit, and I feel like me being this person, even though he may not have identified like that later on in life, like I'm connecting with him through travel. And it's cool.
That's one of our nicest. I know you've teared up a bit. I mean, I've had a few people tear up, but I don't mean to do that. But it was.
Yes, you do. You make people cry.
But that's a lovely story. That's a lovely story.
Woo.
Back to the comedy.
Yeah.
So, did you grow up watching comedy, or were you influenced by comedy? Were you a comedy family? What happened? And then who would you tour with if you could tour with anybody?
So you know when you're a kid and you're not allowed to do things, and then you want to do them more? So my sister, my cousin, used to have this clip of like Eddie Murphy that we were like really young, but she'd be like, oh, like want us to watch it. And so I'd sit there and watch it, and my dad would come in and he'd be like, you're not allowed to watch that. And so that was kind of my first exposure to comedy, but I still kind of had no idea what it was. And then when I was in when I was in Canada, I looked for everything that connected me back to home, because England for me is home. But I wasn't able to come back for so long. And one of those things was panel shows. So we used to watch like a Mock the Week, 8 out of 10 Cast with Countdown, like all of that stuff. And like I loved it. And so I would just sit there in bed when I was supposed to be writing my thesis and just, I don't know, like that was when I like super got into comedy, and I'm like, oh, this is so great. Yeah, out of that, the people that I would tour with would be Steve Best.
Yay!
I'm not gonna never seen him perform, but like I'm assuming he's good, because John Richardson for sure, like so funny. I would love to Russell Howard. He's freaking hilarious to me. Oh my god, so okay. Lou Saunders, is that her name? Lou Saunders?
Yeah.
She's fucking hilarious. I did not even realize how funny she was. The girl is
so
clever. She's, oh my god, I want to be her.
You know why I like watches? So this is the Christopher Ward C60 Reef something. I can't remember what it is, but they've lent this to me. And Christopher Ward lent me watches, and I have to send them back, but I keep saying, look, you should give me this one. They do different straps. This is a bit of a turquoisey, and they're not to everybody's taste, but it's an automatic. I do love this watch. But it sparkles. It's got a loom on it when you go underwater. It's got 200 meters, I think, maybe more. It's got beautiful movements, Lita, SW something. I'll put the specs below. But I do like this watch. What do you think? What do you think about this watch? Maybe a bit too blue for you? Goes in my eyes. Look. Now I always ask what the comedian is wearing, and we've got Nafi, and she admitted to me that you're not wearing a watch though.
I'm not wearing a watch, but only because I love my Apple Watch.
Oh, it's an Apple Watch person, yeah.
But it's not just because it's an Apple Watch. I just love data. Data is really important, and now I have an Oura Ring. But
What is that?
an Oura Ring?
What's that do?
It monitors the shit out of your life.
Does it though?
Yeah, it does. It's great. It tells me I have like a really crazy sleep deficit, and I really need to sleep more and not spend time with Steve. It literally told me that this morning.
Did it?
100%. But I'm a rebel, so I'm here.
But so why the Apple Watch? Because
data, like a lot of like the fitness stuff. But in the straps, there's a lot of like phthalates, PFAS, PFAS, whatever, and all that stuff is carcinogenic, forever chemical stuff, and I have a lot of naturopathic doctor clients, and they tell me constantly that I need to eliminate toxins and stuff, and I really do care about my health and stuff in general, and so I stopped wearing it until I can find like a metal strap, but in the meantime...
But that's the big thing now, isn't it, with the microplastics? And
100%. Yeah.
Wow, so you're not wearing a watch, that you're the first person that's done...
To not wear a watch?
No, lots of people don't wear watches, but for reason because of the strap. But you can easily replace a strap with a metal strap.
Yeah, you can. It's a lot easier if you don't have expensive taste. Then you can get it like straight away. But
bit of a business guru kind of thing, and a comedian now. So I do ask some people, but not all people, about best life advice.
I mean, just put yourself out of your comfort zone, because if you don't, you're never going to learn about who you could be and meet the people that you meet. Like, if I didn't travel and I didn't do like the crazy things that I do, I would never have met people like Steve. I would never have been able to do stand-up at all. I would never have been able to overcome that. Like, there's just opportunities open up when you put yourself out of your comfort zone. And so that is always going to be the biggest piece of life advice. If I ever have kids, I will hammer it into them. Just grow. It's hard, but it's so fun. Like, there's nothing in this world that's more worth it than putting yourself out of your comfort zone and being uncomfortable.
The love and the lies, the calm and the chaos. Adventure is waiting, dreams for the taking. It's all in view. The tension and ease, the wild and free. The